Hey everybody, out doing my favorite thing in the whole wide world, doing some bird photography this morning. This morning I'm shooting with the Canon R5, the Canon 600 f4 IS Mark II, and I've got the 2x on right now. I also have the 1.4 with me. And so if you're interested in learning a little bit about how this setup performs, stay tuned. Hey everybody, Ron Bielefeld, Whistling Wings Photography. I'm still messing around with the Canon R5, and for a long time now, it seems, I've been working with the 100-500, the new RF 100-500. But lately, I've decided to switch gears a bit and go back to my trusty 600 f4. And not only that, but to go with a valuation of the 1.4 and the 2x teleconverter on the 600 f4. Those of you who know me or have seen any of my other videos, you know that I've been a Canon shooter for a long time. I switched to Sony for a bit, but one of the main reasons why I shot Canon from the very beginning was because it allowed me to do things that no other system really provided, and that was going to 840 millimeters or even 1200 millimeters to do my wildlife and mainly bird photography using the 1.4x and the 2x teleconverter. No other system could do it at the time, and really no other system can do it now well, right, with good image quality, with reasonable apertures, reasonable speed. You know, right now I can shoot this the way it's set up at 1200 millimeters at f8, right? And so that gives you a lot of latitude. The main thing, of course, is how does the autofocus work when you've got the 2x or the 1.4x on the R5 with the 600 f4. This is the Mark II lens. The other thing, of course, is image quality. You always give something up with image quality when you start putting teleconverters on lenses, but obviously the better, most of the time anyway, the better the lens you start with, the better the image quality holds up as you start putting teleconverters on. And that's no, you know, that's no lie. I mean, I found the image quality good enough with the 2x and with the 1.4 when I was shooting digital SLRs, 1DX Mark II, to do it, right? And to get imagery that was worthy of entering in competitions, as an example. Now with the R5, the mirrorless and the autofocus systems being improved, the sensors being improved and stuff, I wanted to see, okay, what do we have now with the image quality and autofocus and stuff. And I can tell you right now that, and you'll see, I'll put images up for you all to look at, as I usually do. In the description there'll be a link, and you can see for yourself. These images are cropped for composition, but most of them, if not all of them, are going to be not processed any other way, shape, or form. Okay, they'll basically be right out of camera, other than cropping for some composition. All the metadata will be there as usual. And I'll tell you right now, the image quality I'm getting with this 2x is stellar. It is really, really good. And I am super happy with how it's performing autofocus wise. The one thing I've noticed is that cycling, right? If you have it on full, you know, full breadth of focus distance, you're going to find that it cycles rather slowly. Okay, when you have the 2x on the R5, on the 600 f4 Mark II, don't know if it's any better or not on the Mark III. It'll probably be better as you move forward with an RF 600 f4 DO Canon. Come on, bring it on, right? Bring it on. But anyway, it's a little slow, so pre-focusing and being close to where you need to be when you try to gain focus on your subject, a flying bird or whatever it is not a bad idea. It's never a bad idea, but in this case, it's really important because it does cycle slow. But acquisition is good, and once you're on the bird, the autofocus ability to keep up with the bird, even something flying right at you, is there. It's better than it was with digital SLRs. Like I've said before, that was, I think, one of Canon's weak points before, was something gaining quickly on the camera. That's not the case here. I'm shooting this handheld, okay, handheld, 1200 millimeters, 840 millimeters. I've been doing that my entire career since I've started shooting these kinds of systems for birds and wildlife in general. It can be done, and you can get some stellar imagery that way. You know, there's nothing, you know, the 100 to 500 and the 100 to 400 and all that kind of stuff is great, and it's needed in some places, but there's no comparison to the feel of images you get when you start shooting 600 millimeters at f4, 840 millimeters, 1200 millimeters. You know, you get that depth of field is very, very narrow. So it's important, of course, to get the part of your subject in focus that you want, right? But it provides backgrounds and a feel, you know what I'm saying, what I'm talking about here, to the image that you just can't get any other way. And when I moved to Sony and I couldn't shoot 1200 millimeters anymore natively at lower faster apertures like f8 I can now, I missed it greatly. I really did. It was something that I loved to do, and I'm back to doing it now with the R5, and I'm loving it more than ever before. And I think if you take a look at the imagery that I'll provide here, I hope you agree that if you're looking to have that flexibility, 600 millimeters at f4, 840 millimeters at 5.6, 1200 millimeters at f8, you can do it with Canon now with the R5 and the 600 f4 lenses that are available to you, and you're going to be really, really impressed. I think I'm super impressed with what I'm able to get, more than I've ever been before with any other Canon camera I've used. So I'm not going to belabor this much, other than maybe point out that, you know, all of the focusing that I've seen with the R5, with all the combinations of the 600, with the 1.4, the 2 times, and all the conditions I've used them in, I mean, they work really, really well. There doesn't seem to be any limitations. The animal eye tracking, detect and tracking works just as well with the 2 times on here as it does with just a 600 naked. It's just, like I said, it's a little slow on the uptake there if you're way out of focus and you're trying to get it to cycle back into focus. It's going to take, you might get a little frustrated there. So, but as long as you pay attention to what's going on as far as pre-focusing and things like that, it's really, I haven't found it to be much of a problem. So I'm going to go ahead. The light's coming up now. It might have been a little dark this morning. It might be a little grainy on the video, but I wanted to get this this footage taken before the action really gets going, before the light gets good. It's been raining a ton here. Good light has been a premium, so I can see it coming up now. So I'm going to get out and do some shooting here. And until next time, you know, get out there, take some pictures, right? It's what we're put on this planet for anyway. It's what I feel like I'm here for at this point. I enjoy it so much, and the R5 and all this has really brought another level of enjoyment for me. And overall, be safe, and I'll see you again soon.